Okay, live. Oh, good, friends.
We're back.
Hope it's okay, Dawn. Sorry, friends, we are late, but we had a technical problem. It's first time that happens, but we hope that
It's
now.
me. It's my look. It's my look.
Of course, it's not you. And but we were so happy to start your project. And then we realized that you couldn't follow us, but now you can. So, Dawn, sorry for everything. And please introduce again yourself. We say in Italian, "Repetita iuvant" in Latin, so it's better to repeat.
Okay, we'll start at the beginning. So I'm Dawn Bibby. Thank you for having me. I fell in love with Stamperia about 4 years ago during lockdown and was doing lives on Dawn Bibby Creations page and to all of my followers. I've been on television for almost 30 years in the UK, first on QVC and now Create and Craft. It's actually our 20th birthday at Create and Craft this week, so it's been a very exciting week. I love paper crafting and love sharing my passion with everybody else. So I do regular, well, now we've started doing journaling workshops, which are very exciting. And these are once a month. This was with the Blue Dream, which we all loved. Then, of course, this week's has been with the Magic Forest and the beautiful stencils. I've just fallen in love with the products, and I think that lots of my followers that have been watching me on television for the last almost 30 years are card makers. So I was saying, Monica, we use all of the papers, whether it's for card making, for scrapbooking, for mixed media, for journaling. They all work together beautifully. And I think a lot of people in our country are still scared of mixed media, but if you make that transition over and you see the capabilities of these fabulous products, you cannot stop but to love Stamperia.
Good. And we are happy for that.
I'm
So
sure
good.
they are addictive, and I can't wait. The next journaling class, of course, will be with the Vintage Library. I'm so excited to get hold of Vintage Library, so that's something to really look forward to as well.
Yeah. Oh, good. So actually, I had already heard her explanation, and so I know already everything. And we are so happy to have you here because you are a really you spent your life in crafting, and you know all the secrets of this world of
Yeah.
arts and crafts. So we are happy to have you here. And maybe, friends, if you have any question about products and suggestions, just write to me and I will ask Dawn, of course, for an answer. So, okay. And
Lovely.
what? Yeah.
So today we're going to do, I wanted to do a project, and I've had these, because of the Stamperia paper, I desperately wanted a nice solid board. So I've had 12 by 12 MDF boards made again, which we can decorate. So
Wow.
because the paper's so beautiful, it's lovely to have that blank canvas to work on. So
Yeah.
with this, I have used a combination. I've used the 12 by 12 pad. I have used one of the fabulous molds. In fact, I have used the Garden House leaf mold and a mixture of the molds from the Magic Forest, and of course these chips, which I just love. I think they are fabulous, really beautiful.
It's a nice idea to mix chips with molds, actually. It's a good suggestion.
Yeah, to create the layers, to
Yeah.
build the texture.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things to do is to take papers and cut into them and create 3D looks. And if I bring this one back in, I was showing you just previously, and I'm just going to flick to the page.
Yes.
It's actually the one with the beautiful.
We wouldn't believe that this shadow box is made only with one paper. Imagine this
Just
one.
Yeah, and I actually did this. You can see me cutting into this live on Dawn Bibby Creations last night. I didn't finish the whole shadow box. I added on afterwards, but I cut the wonderful lion from the bottom of
Yeah.
here, and then this column here, and this one. and then the rest of the paper is behind, and then just a little bit of accenting with the shadow, the vintage, the patina, makes it beautiful, and of course a little bit of moth to help with the depth. So this is what I find so exciting about Stamperio papers, is looking at that one sheet and thinking, oh, what can I do with it? How can I cut into it? All of the bits that you can use. And now, of course, that we have the stencils, we have the rub-ons, we have the stamps, you can create all the different layers and textures.
Yeah. Okay. So one page that sometimes can be seen only as a background. It's not a background. It's everything inside.
It's so much more. And also, I never throw the bits away. You know, even the little bits that you cut off, because the papers are so beautiful. Just relating back to one of the here, this, because I cut the lady out, I had a big gap down here. But I took one of the other pages here and just rolled the edges of it and stuck it in to fill the gap. So I don't throw the scraps away. You're going to use those scraps also. It's really important you keep those pieces. So today's project, I use this page and this page.
Yes, my favorite ones.
She's beautiful. Does she have a name? She should have a name.
You know, I made a project with her and I called her the Princess of the Elves.
Yeah, very elf-like, isn't she? Very elf-like. So just cut all the way around here, really beautifully cut her out. And from this one, I actually took this, the Adventures in the Forest out of here, cut that out so I can use that separately, and we're going to cover this with paint so we're not going to see that there's an issue there. And then I have cut all of her out. I've got 3D foam on the back, so they are ready at the side of me to use. So the first thing we want to do is attach this to here. So I'm going to use the mixed media glue for this one. And I have found, I've had a few tips, because of course, you know, the lovely Leonie, who does Stamperia here on Create and Craft for us, she uses the mixed media glue all the time. And her tip is always to put on both the paper and on the MDF. So I'm going to do exactly that. And I was talking to Jill. All of these people are friends of mine. And Jill recommended that she actually sprayed water on the board and the paper. And Leonie also said that she gessos the base. She always puts gesso on the base first, but I'm very lazy, you know, Monica. I like to get stuff.
There's a trick with the sponge for me. It's a really good trick. I think I will use it.
Oh, I love these little sponge daubers. They are faster, and also when you're painting, you don't get the lines, you know, in your
lines of the brush. You wouldn't have them here, of course.
Exactly. Right. So we're going to put this on the base as well. You see how fast it is with this.
Yeah.
I'm always
MDF base. Okay.
Yeah, MDF base here, which I just find they give you. I used to do lots of work on canvases, and MDF and canvases are lovely, but they're so much more expensive. And the reverse canvases, using it the other way around, they're great. So I thought I'm just going to do a plain MDF backboard that's going to work really well for this.
And it's very strong. I mean, it does not. It's not flexible, so it's very steady.
So now the trick is to get this straight on to the board. Yeah, like so. Hopefully. And pop that down onto there.
Okay.
So once we've got that down, I like to leave it to dry a little while. And then I like to use a sanding block, because, you know, the edges on here are slightly curved. And if you've overlapped the paper also, if you have a little bit of an overlap of paper, so that it makes it more professional, I always just sand this away. So it gives you a better finish, and it looks like it's meant to be, because lots of the ladies that craft here in the UK, Monica, they sell. So they make their work, they sell the pieces. Yeah. And I think the finishing touches are important as well. So you can just see that little bit coming off the edge.
It's very practical.
Yeah, it's but I like the the finish is important to me, you know, especially when we work on TV. Under the camera, you can see everything.
So that's a sponge with a sandpaper on, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, just or a sanding block. You know, you can get sanding blocks from DIY stores. You just want to sand around. It's going to give you that nice smooth edge to it. I would do it a little bit more if we didn't have so much to fit in the time. So nice and neat around the edge of there. If you have any little piece curling, a little bit I missed here, I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Okay. So you have a nice message from Anna Elena, which says, Dawn, that she follows you on Create and Craft and even bought your die storage folders.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome you in our community. Okay.
Oh, thank you. We have so many lovely crafters from all over the world, and it's so many talented people, you know, using Stampiri as well. But I think we make the job easy with the great products also.
Yeah, right.
Now, this stencil, I love this stencil. You can see my stencil is very well loved. It has wax on it, it has paint. I'm not very good at cleaning, Monica, you know.
I agree, because I do the same. But which means that you like this stencil a lot. You use
I do, yes, yeah. And I love to emboss with this as well. There's lots of great techniques.
That's right.
Too many things. So I'm going to use this lovely little site that recently came out with the volume paste, the glossy gel, and the crackle. This is great for people starting because they can have a go at some of the techniques without spending too much money. So I'm just putting this on really quite thin. I just want thin, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
Sorry, Dawn, this is the texture sand?
This is crackle. This is the
crackle. Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Crackle.
This is the crackle.
Okay.
And I'm just adding a little bit around the edges.
Okay.
And I'm going to lift and hope that we can get this clean. I don't mind if it's not so perfect.
Yeah.
As long as it's not too heavy.
But it's quite perfect. No way.
Yeah, I'm quite a messy crafter, Monica.
But I don't know if you know how I work, but I'm very messy too.
Oh, I'm in good company then.
What's important is the result, I always see.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to clean this up so that if it's gone through the stencil, I want to put a little bit on the other side also.
We have greetings from Guatemala. Hello, Rita.
Oh. How lovely. People from all over the world.
Yeah, that's great. With our lives, you know, so many people all over the world.
It is. It's wonderful because crafting is such a fantastic therapy and a community for people to become part of. And
right.
It's, you know, I think lots of people did start to craft more during lockdown because they had the time. It was the first time ever we had the luxury.
They couldn't go around. Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm going to put...
Sorry, there is someone complaining. Monica, un pochino di italiano. They say, why don't you speak a little bit Italian sometimes? Filomena, se hai delle domande, chiedi. Comunque ti spiego poi. Comunque sta facendo uno stencil con la pasta crackle attorno ad una pagina da scrap della linea Forest. Okay, sometimes, sorry, I translated it a little bit for our Italian friends.
Yeah, because I know ciao and bella. That's all I know, I'm afraid.
But it's quite enough.
That's it. From my visits before. I wasn't in Italy, but I was in...
Where?
Not in Italy. I was in Geneva. I was in Switzerland when I was younger. Yeah, I was an au pair. And of course, we went there to the lake, which was so beautiful.
Oh, yes, I know. I went for working so many times to Geneva. It's so nice place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not so far from here. I live in the north of Italy, and north of Italy from Geneva is 3 hours driving, not more.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. So I'm going to heat this now.
Yeah.
And I know a few people say don't heat the crackle paste, but I do like to heat it, and I find that as long as you've got a thin layer, that's going to dry quite quickly for me. And it's going to give just a really fine crack. So this is the single component, the mono component crackle paste.
Yeah. Okay.
And just running over. So I've covered most of this corner where I wanted to. So that was covering up the gap where I've taken the message out of there.
Sorry, just a question from myself. You didn't heat the glue before because in this way the crackle paste sticks better?
Heat the glue?
Yeah, you didn't heat the glue?
Underneath the glue on the paper? The crackle paste?
Over the paper. You didn't heat the glue before?
No, I didn't.
Why that?
I put the glue on the back of the paper and stuck that
Only
down.
in the back. Oh, you didn't put on top. Okay.
No,
Anyway,
there's no glue on top. I didn't go over the top with it, no.
Okay, so the crackle paste sticks anyway. Okay.
Crackle paste sticks perfectly onto the paper. Okay. And then just literally heat this off. Okay. It could have been a bit more perfect, but I don't mind because this is also going to have a bed of my leaves. So I'm going to use the chipped leaves. I'm going to use the clay, and I have to say I absolutely love the soft clay, the extra light soft clay.
Yeah,
I have used lots of different clays, and the fact that you can take this straight out of the packet and use it is fantastic. Okay. Because most clays you have to condition, you have to play a little before you can actually work with the clay, and the Stamperia one you don't have to do that with. So it really makes a difference. Yeah. So this now is more or less dry. I'm just going to leave it a little bit longer at the side. Okay. And we can come back to that.
Quindi è stata messa la colla Mix Media Glue solo sul supporto e dietro la carta, e la pasta crackle con lo stencil non necessita di nient'altro, vedete che aderisce perfettamente sulla carta da scrap. Ok.
Here's some banging. Now you can see already, if I lift this up, can you see how that's crackling beautifully? You already have those small cracks forming, just delicate cracks, which I just love. I think it just brings such character to it. We're going to cover a lot of this, but the fact that we're already getting lovely cracking here already. So let me put that down, because now I want to do the clay. Now I have used with this, and I was making lots already, so we're ahead. This is the mold. So this is the Garden House leaf mold.
Yeah, I know it very well because I like it.
It's beautiful, and I've used this with Savannah. I've used it with Garden House. I've used it with everything, forest, whatever you like. So this one, I have made the note. This is the K3PT85613 for those of you that want to get a hold of the
collection. Okay.
Yeah, it's fabulous. So what I was saying about the clay and why I like this so much is other clays you have to condition. I've used a lot of clay in my time, but the fact when I got this out the first time and I could use it straight away, I thought, I can't believe this can't be right. It's not the norm, but it really is, and it is a beautiful clay to work with. So I love to use this straight into the molds. Now I have found if it gets a little bit warm, that sometimes my clay doesn't want to come 100% out of the mold, so I use a corn flour. And just a little bit of corn, in the molds, and it just helps them to release. I think when it gets warm or hot, or if my hands are too hot, maybe the clay gets a bit sticky. But this helps me. So I can take it out so it's not too much, and then literally just fill.
Oh, can I translate this in Italian, please?
Please, please.
It's interesting for all of us. Per togliere meglio la pasta, la soft clay dai mold, Dawn ci consiglia una spolverata di quella che noi chiamiamo la maizena, cioè la polvere di mais. Ok, good. That's interesting. And
Okay, so just pop that. Yeah, it does make a difference for me. So pop that in, and then literally I push them straight out and leave them on the side so that they will just dry for me. You see, that release is really nice and easy then. So, sorry, go on, Monica.
yes, corn flour. Yeah, right. Corn flour.
Yeah, from the shop.
Uh-uh.
I don't do very much baking, Monica. This is the closest I get to baking, you know.
Oh, that's good. Everything is useful.
It's very useful, yeah. So I push it all in, get all the detail in there.
You know, Jean, a friend of ours, says some people put the mold into the freezer for a short time too. Okay, yeah.
Oh, nice idea.
We'll
If you
try.
if you have space in the freezer.
Yeah, right.
So, and then I just literally seal my clay with some tape, and that will last me for, it doesn't last long because I use so much of it, but it's going to keep nicely.
Yes.
And then just pop that out of there. Then I leave them to dry. Normally I will leave mine overnight. So that they're properly dried. And also if I want to shape them, if I'm going around a bottle, I would leave it onto something to get that shape, and it's perfect in that way. So I'll leave those to the side. They can go back there because I have some already done here.
Okay.
And I've got them all in stages for me. So I use this mold, which is the garden house. And then I use a little bit of this mold, which is, of course, the new Magic Forest one.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is 4559 for this, which is beautiful. I'm going to use these to finish the cover of my book, my journal, later. So they are perfect.
So you can mix these two collections molds very easily because it's nature leaves. So it's
so many things. You can use it with so many things. So they are my favorite. The leaf one, that small leaf one, it's been such a good investment for me. I've used it so many times.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to take the Magic Forest set of paints.
Okay.
And these are beautiful. The Allegro paints, I do find that they're really highly pigmented. They have got a lovely depth of colour to them. And I really do like the fact now that we have collections for every main collection. The fact this is the Magic Forest collection, and 100% it's going to match straight away.
Yeah. Okay. So which kind of green have you used there? Which is the code, please?
This is the garden green, which is KAL39. So I'm going to use the 39. I'm going to use the 40, which is the earth brown. And I'm going to use earth, which is the 106. So those are the ones I've used to cover the leaves. So I'm going to just pop those back here. And then again, I'm really quite lazy. I do them as fast as I can. And I bring out the leaves to all of these. I'm not going to do all of them because I have them already done for me.
Yep.
But pop these out. I then just take my paint, and I like working on a craft sheet like I have here on the table, because then I can be messy and don't have to worry.
Okay.
Pop the paints on to here. I want that. More of the green. I know I'm going to use more of the green. Now I use, again, these little sponge daubers because I find that they just give me great coverage straight away. And if you're doing the filigree things like the decorative chips, it doesn't, that's not good. It doesn't go into just fog, on the inside of the filigree work. It gives us a really nice finish.
So again, with the sponge to dab, I like you though, because you're very practical.
Yeah, it's important to me that it's achievable, that it's But I'm messy as I'm doing it, Monica. You know, I'm never clean.
I will use your tools
Yeah.
suggested.
These are easy and they're not expensive tools. They're basic little sponge daubers like
Yes,
this.
right.
Obviously, if we need to get into the little bits here, then you're going to have to go back with the paints if there's little filigree work here to do
Uh-huh.
onto them. But it's fast to paint like this.
Right, very fast. And then you mix them in a good way.
Yeah. Now, sometimes, and I've done it this way today because of obviously we're only being here for about an hour. Because as I said, my lives can go on for 3 or 4 hours, chatting away and crafting all night. But I've done these, I've painted them before, but I have to be honest, many times I stick them on the project and then I paint on the project. So this is just a little bit of a faster route so that we can do it in stages. So you can do either or. The great thing about this is because I love the Magic Forest so much, I know I'm going to be doing more Magic Forest projects. So if I have a whole bank of the leaves done, I know I can use them with something else later.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, so let's remove this and let those dry at the back of here.
Because then I see there is a little bit of gold somewhere.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Love metallic wax paste. I love them. They are something for me. Everybody, every crafter should have at least one pot of this. They must have.
The wax.
Yeah, they must have this because you can do so much. And when I have a little bit of paint left like this as well, I always grab something. And this is why, you know, my stencils are always so full of something. But we can take...
Yeah.
And I just use it straight away.
Straight away on the MDF. Oh, good.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, of course, I do the gesso based. But I don't like to waste anything. Nothing is wasted for me. And if I can put that on to here and get myself a background pattern that we can work from, that's one piece I put that side over here. And then with this ink, because I can't waste anything, I take, if we actually, I'm going to just get a little bit more on here because this is just going to go to waste and be mopped up otherwise from my crunchy.
Let's see what happens now.
Yeah, on here. And this is when I always have my journal handy.
Okay, always a page of journal ready to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good idea.
On there.
Oh.
Okay, and I just get my brayer and run this. And now the brayer is going to come through a little bit. You can see it picking up some of the ink. Then I just have another background paint.
No waste at all. You see, friends?
Nothing. And then if I want to bring, you know, this color here, a little bit down the side here.
It's always a background ready for paper or something. Yes,
yeah,
right.
I am terrible with, I have maybe about 20 projects on the go at the same time because I think I can't waste that. I have to keep that there.
That's good. So, così, amiche, dobbiamo sempre tenerci un journaling accanto dove poter sfruttare vedete, il colore, perché niente va perso, niente va sprecato. Quindi il colore avanzato è diventato uno stencil su una pagina di journaling. E adesso ho spruzzato un po' d'acqua e guardiamo, un semplice gesto con un rullino e vai, abbiamo un altro background.
Yeah, and do we get the second one out if we spray it with water that will be paler?
Yeah,
so,
only water, and that's...
Yeah, so like, you have the dark, you have the paler.
Yes.
But those are great backgrounds to start another project onto.
Yes, why waste it, right, Jean?
Yeah, exactly. Although I've just wiped that off and I do need more. Okay.
Yes. Another trick by Dawn.
Yeah, the way. Now then, I'm going to here now.
Because someone is complaining about that I'm not translating in Spanish or other languages, but it's very difficult today because I don't speak so quickly. So it's
All right.
very difficult to translate in other languages. So please follow her, and then we can I can answer you. We can anyway ask Dawn any questions. And so during the lesson, if you have any doubts, please ask us, and we'll try to answer, of course. Lo siento mucho, pero no está bastante tiempo por traducir todo. Pero si tienes algunas preguntas, pide a Dawn y vamos a decir lo que quieras. Intentamos al menos.
Okay. Now I'm using the paints again and going over the crackle. So I'm bringing in a little bit of black to make it darker, just a bit of black, and also I'm bringing in the 109 Indian turquoise, because the Indian turquoise is actually one of the colors that's in the background here also.
Right.
So
it's just not the normal turquoise, it's Indian turquoise. Yes.
Yeah, Indian turquoise is beautiful. And again, I'm just mixing the colors. And just literally going all over the crackle that I created, bringing that in, giving me a kind of like a shadow around the outside of the board. And again, using these little sponge daubers, you know, it's so much quicker, and also they give you more of a texture, you know, than a paintbrush will do.
Okay, so with the sponge, it's very easy, friends, to make this. It makes like a sort of, I don't know, if we get inside the forest with this 3D effect, it's like, I don't know, it's like coming from external to internal in the inner forest.
Yeah, exactly. And just trying to build this, mixing the colors as I go. I am not so specific, you know, over where I'm putting it. I'm just mixing.
Okay, so mixing the different colors. So we have the three of before, plus some, I see some cookies, some Indian turquoise, and dark blue.
Yeah, so I'm covering this area that there was no paper at the bottom. I'm covering that up and just blending the colors. So I've got all the forest colors, but it's kind of faded away and mixed between those shades. So we're going to have that texture coming through behind here. Okay, so we've built that around. Maybe I'm just going to add a little bit. Oh, she's painted, which is fine. The lady's going back. Okay. See all that paint? That's so stressful, wasting that paint there, but we don't have time for me to keep playing with paint.
So
we're going to tidy that up.
You have many hearts coming from Maria, for example, our friend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, see, I had to waste that paint, Monica. That's so stressful.
No, take your time.
It's stressful. When I know I can make so many backgrounds from the paint, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
It's beautiful paint. The pigmentation is really strong in it. It's very creamy.
Yeah.
And when you're putting it onto paper or mixed media over gesso, it gives you a beautiful, beautiful finish.
Very
right.
Covering, very covering. You are messy, but you are very clean because you clean up perfectly every time.
Yeah, I try to clean. That's why this craft sheet is so important to me, you know, to constantly clean. So now I'm going to heat this up.
Hola, Carlos. So she heats the paints, just dabbed with the sponge. And let's see what happens now.
I'm trying to be a little bit more quiet so you can translate also, Monica.
Okay. So Lorraine says that she uses a tray, then you can move out the way and use later.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. Okay.
Very true. A little palette would be wise, but I tend to just get stuck on my craft sheet and everything goes on my craft sheet. And normally I have, that's why my lives maybe take 3 or 4 hours normally, Monica.
Yes. Oh.
Because I keep stopping to do different things also. And you can see this is drying now very quickly.
Very fast. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And the matte effect at the end. So it's shiny at the beginning, but then it gets matte again.
Yeah, exactly. But now is where the fun starts, because now this is when I start to strip this back. Now this is something I use the baby wipe or a wet towel and go over this.
Okay, so we wipe away the exceeding.
Yeah, and then look at the beautiful crackle effect that comes right through.
And the stencil comes out again.
Stencil,
so you don't have to dry completely, of course.
No, I'm working quite quickly.
So no secamos completamente porque hay antes, podemos ver ahora el stencil que he hecho antes. Perfecto, ahora se ve. Entonces no tenemos que secar completamente, esto es importante. È importante non asciugare completamente per con i baby wipe, con le salviettine umidificate, poi rivelare di nuovo lo stencil che c'è sotto.
And you can take as much or as little. If you want to keep more darkness, keep more darkness. But I like the texture, you know, to bring the texture out here.
Poco o tanto, questo poi dipende da voi l'effetto que desiderate. L'effetto que queremos, podemos llegar el color lo más que queremos, más o menos.
Okay. So now I now start to add, let's put the lid back on this. I'm going to use the glossy gel because this is a good glue. I have got
extra strong.
Yeah, but I like to use the gel to put all of the motifs down here. So the then gel. I start. Yeah, the glossy gel.
Okay.
Like the heavy body gel.
Okay.
So we're going to start laying over here around the edge. Remember my lady, the elfin queen or princess, she's coming down here.
Oh, wow. Here.
So we're going to start to build with the leaves around the edge of here.
Oh,
I've used two of the packs. These leaves I just am in love with, and I use far too many.
Yeah.
I probably had about 6 packs for myself already to begin with.
Yeah. We could also take them living a little bit outside from the frame, right? Is it possible?
Yeah, and cut over the edge. Yeah, I often do that and just trim on the outer edge of here.
Yeah, right.
So we're building this around, and then I decide generally where I'm going to go first.
Yeah, so a composition first.
Yeah, so we can see and build up all of the beautiful leaves onto here. So I've used quite a few of these really big leaves. Some of them I put wax on already. And then we can alter.
Carlos, soy de acuerdo contigo. Ok, so she's making sta facendo una composizione e poi deciderà di incollare con la glossy gel.
And some maybe of the little ones down here. Down here is my message is going. So I know I'm going to use this and work around here. So I kind of put this where the join was here. So I think at this stage, maybe I'm going to stick these on and then I can work around it properly. So I've used lots of 3D foam to give her a good support behind here.
Ok, quindi i biadesivi spessorati 3D foam dietro l'aveva già preparato, dietro all'immagine dell'elfa, così l'ho chiamata, come volete voi. La principessa degli elfi l'ho chiamata addirittura. So everybody is saying that's amazing.
Thank you.
Looking good. Going to be beautiful. Yes, right. It's already beautiful.
I hope so. Okay, so I'm coming over the edge here so that I've got more space for my message just to sit there at the side. So we lose a little bit of her shoulder, but that's okay. And this is going to sit at this other side. So I love taking a piece of paper and cutting out. It's also going to disguise where the paper wasn't.
Yeah.
For here. So about here, I think. Maybe I want the flowers on the outside.
Okay.
Okay. And then we can start to stick all of our components, the leaves, and build however we're going to have this all around here. So I'm going to use the glossy gel to stick.
Yeah.
So just I try and do the layout and then move off and then move back
how
on.
much you put. Yeah. I never know how much it's necessary. But the chipboards are not so thick, so actually only a thin layer would be enough.
I think so. Just like so.
Okay.
And I like the glossy gel. The gel is good because it will go at the different levels, because sometimes the clay is at the different levels also.
Yeah.
So.
Quindi può creare diversi livelli, effettivamente.
And stick these down. This will take me a little bit of time to stick now, but it's going to look good once it's all in place.
Las hojas son hechas con el molde y también con los chipboard de madera.
These chips are beautiful. The chips are really beautiful.
Quindi chipboard e mold con soft clay. Ok. Someone is saying hello from Spectrum Art Creations in sunny Florida. Sunny Florida, you're
hi.
Raining here in Italy.
Oh, it's raining here too.
Yeah, really.
I think we have
not so weird
weather
in your country, right?
Yeah, you have similar weather to us, I think, you know. Yeah, it tries 1 minute it's trying to sunshine, the next minute it's rain.
Really? It's changeable.
It's very changeable here at the moment. We've had beautiful weather where you go out in a t-shirt and then by the afternoon it's raining and you're like, this is crazy. What do we wear today?
Not with t-shirts, but with the umbrella, always with
you. You have to have both in England. For sure. Okay, so I love, can you see the beautiful texture with the stencil behind and the crackle showing through? I just think that gives us a really lovely finish onto there. Now, if some of the glossy comes through, I do tend to go back over maybe with a little bit of the acrylic paint again, but it's just obviously the time you can pay that attention to detail.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's normal.
After a little bit more, my little leaf is not so happy there. And on here.
So the glossy gel is really, really strong. Once it dries, it's really the best glue, we can say.
Yeah, it's a good glue to hold all of your pieces on here. And don't be afraid to put it a little bit thicker. So I think this little set that you brought out that has the 3 pots, it has the crackle, it has the glossy, and it has a volume paste. So you've got 3 really good starters. You know, that people can try if they're a little bit scared and they're not sure if they want the big pots, then start with one of the smaller.
Okay.
And just keep adding till we're happy with where our leaves are going.
Yeah.
A bit more here.
So overlaying different layers here.
Yeah, and then I fill in if I want extra little details. Even the little leaves are beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, maybe just adding some in other areas.
So Jean, which lives in the UK, in Yorkshire, says that today it's cold, grey and wet. Not a good day. Best stay in and craft or watch others for ideas. Right. That's what we are doing now, Jill, actually.
It's not nice, is it, when we have this terrible weather? I can't wait.
Yeah, but it's good to stay inside. She's right, Jill, to stay inside
Yeah,
and
the
create.
best idea. Stay inside and craft.
Better should be not such in a hurry, Dawn, right?
Yeah.
In a quiet mood.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just build a little bit more up here. Okay, I want to just leave these a little bit to dry.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm going to bring in, once they start to dry, then I can start to gild. I think one more just up here at the top, maybe.
Okay.
And then we can...
un poco y después tenemos que poner un poco de dorado.
I think I'm happy now with my balance across there, that I have some spread across onto there. And let me put that in there and clear a little bit of this space. Okay, now something else, another product that I absolutely love.
Oh, sorry. Nancy is asking, what color did you use for the leaves? So it was green,
I use garden green, earth brown, and earth for the leaves. This is from the Magic Forest paint set. There is a set that has, it's Cal Kit 36, number 36, and that gives you the full set of the, including the Indian turquoise as well. So that's a really good set to buy, I think.
Okay, so it's a selection already made for this collection.
Yes, yeah, which is why I do think it makes a difference now that you are doing that for the collection, because it gives us ease of use, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay, we're just going to leave that. I think that one actually needs a little bit more under there. I will use my finger.
Okay.
And then while that's drying, I'm going to show you how I bring the little bit of shading into this. And this is just a fantastic product. And again, many people don't always think about doing this, but it gives a much better effect than the ink pad, I think. I'm just going to bring this here. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
On this one, I've shaded more around her neck.
Okay.
Around the detail. I've created a shadow behind her as well here and around this side, so it looks like her shadow is there. And I've created some darkness inside the leaves.
Okay, which stands up more the lady. Okay.
It does, yeah. So for this, I am using the patina.
Okay.
And the Cabernet, which is really a different. My light's just dropping. Excuse me. Stay there.
Allora, grazie. Ora è il momento della patina ombra per creare le sfumature che creeranno le ombreggiature e i rilievi. Vediamo come le fa Jean.
Right, you don't need a lot of this at all.
Dawn. With some solvent.
Yep, I use a little bit of white spirit here.
Okay, white spirit. Okay.
Yeah, white spirit or solvent. This is actually an adhesive remover. It works the same. It's just a nice small bottle to have at the side of me. And then I mix this, which is going to give me a beautiful, softer shadow.
Okay.
So you only need a little bit.
Don usa del white spirit, che è un alcol trasparente bianco, altrimenti si può usare anche della trementina o comunque un solvente per quello che normalmente usiamo per la patina, e vedete che scioglie esattamente il prodotto. Ok, so white spirit also is good. Okay, good.
Yeah, white spirit's fine. You just want something that's going to kind of melt it down a little bit so that you can use it. And then I use this by just taking a little bit. I need my glasses now, Monica. The old age is coming to me. And we can just add a little bit more shadow.
Okay, around the neck. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel it makes her pop a little bit more onto here. It gives us a little bit of definition down here. And then, of course, behind her, all down the sides of here. And it just makes it softer. Now, you can do this with an ink pad, but I do find that the ink, it doesn't go quite as transparent. So this gives you just that really more soft and muted look. If people do this with ink, sometimes they can put too much. It doesn't look so great. But if you use it this sparingly, build your color up, it just helps you to get that shadow. And maybe like here, if I paint it around this beautiful little brush in her hair, it's just going to make it stand out even more.
Yeah. If it is too much, can we wipe away with
you can do a little bit, yeah, if you're quick.
With a baby wipe. Okay.
Yeah, I've just dabbed that and it will come away. But I just love this effect because I think it just gives you that bit more definition. And then if you want to bring a little bit more to some of her hair, you can come over here underneath the gems.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it just makes a little bit more shadow for you, and you can use this with everything and anything. I find it just gives me that definition. So I would probably spend a bit more time to do this than I am now, but I think it just adds to the beauty and the definition here.
Hacemos las sombras con la spátula ombra que se mezcla con un poco de diluente, que puede ser el alcohol o algunas cosas similares. Y si es demasiado, podemos limpiar con las servilletas también.
And sometimes I go around the leaves a little bit as well if I want to make this a little bit more shaded. And inside the leaves as well, you know, the filigree leaves, I found that it looks really good just to darken behind these a little bit too. So I spent time.
Yeah, Jean says actually it adds definition and depth to a piece, right? Exactly. Yes, I think it's a touch that if you put it, it's always good. It's a nice touch for every composition.
Yeah, I think so. It just makes her pop. So if I'm going all the way around here, sometimes I do it where it kind of is just where the light might be hitting. Yeah. But in this case, I think that it just that softness. And this is why I use the white spirit, because it will be much softer.
Yeah, I see. That's interesting.
Just to work around her here, it's going to make her pop out of the page a little bit more.
We immediately see the difference.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's fast for you to see. And then you can build up, you know, if you don't want to put so much to start off with, just that little bit will build it and just enable you to see. So I'm being a little bit more rushed than I would normally be. But hopefully you get the idea.
Wow.
And now I can see, you know, the definition on the crackle coming through from the layers for the paint. I can just pull back any of that, the glossy gel, if that's popped through here. And just water that down.
We have hearts, hearts, and hearts for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's so nice to be on here because, you know, the first time I saw Stampera was at a CHA show. Oh, that must have been 8-9 years ago, maybe.
Really?
And I fell in love with it then. And then it was in the lockdown, as I said, when we started to do a lot more lives. And I wanted some beautiful papers, and you can't get more beautiful papers than Stampera. So I started to work much more with them and became addicted to them. And then, of course, have to share all of that with everybody that's followed me for years. And they're addicted to them all now as well, I'm sure.
So something good at least sorted out from this lockdown.
Yeah, I think so. I think we have to have some benefits from it. And if nothing else, Monica, it gave us all much more time to craft.
Yeah, right.
We were at home. How many times have we said we want a week to stay in our room and just craft? And then all of a sudden we had months.
Yeah. someone started to cook, someone started to craft, so
Yeah,
found out
absolutely.
a new
You
new hobby,
find
new
what kept
passion.
us sane. Yeah, it kept us alive, kept us sane, doesn't it? Okay, so you get the idea there, but I think that just really adds something nice and some depth to it. It
Wow,
just
wow,
gives
very, very
a
nice.
little bit more. And then the final thing is to go in with
Yeah.
the
Ah,
metallic wax.
gold fingers. This is a tip to this we know because
Yeah,
many of us likes to use fingers to do this.
exactly. And I think this is just a fantastic way to do it. So I always put it off inside here. I've just realized I want to heat this a little bit first because I need that to dry off where I've just painted.
Yeah.
But we're starting to get beautiful layers now, building up with all the different. Some of these I already put the wax on before, just to speed things up a little bit for us. Now, because I've used the glossy gel, if the glossy has come through to the front, this is when I would normally go back and maybe take my paint over, you
Mm.
know, the one that has all the paint still on from here, and I can go over
Ah,
some of
okay.
these just because I like it to be perfect.
Yes, this is. I think it's really perfect.
And then just dry this off a little bit. When did you start crafting, Monica? How long have you been crafting?
I started with Stamperia in 2003. Imagine 20 years,
Yeah.
20
The,
years ago with Stamperia, but it has also I was used to it also before, so I'm old and on,
really?
So more than 20 years.
Yeah, well, I started paper crafting on television nearly 30 years ago.
30,
I still
30, you
tell,
said.
yeah,
30.
I still tell everybody today, Monica, I'm still 21, you know? I'm not
Um,
going old.
yes, right, good.
Now, I need to cut this little bit off here, actually. I'll go back to that in a second. I'm just going to flip this over because I want to, because she's
Uh-huh.
overlapping the board
Yeah,
and I want to take that off
a little bit. Okay.
of there and neaten that down. And
Wow,
I just
that's
ripped her a little bit, but then this is where metallic wax can hide any issues, any problems. And then we're just going to go over now all
yeah,
of the,
with some gold.
yeah, not quite stuck, but it will stick eventually. And you can mix this if you want to bring some different colours of wax in too. Absolutely, why not? I'm going to take this a little bit of glossy gel there that's annoying me, so I'm going to take that off.
Oh, wow. Now it's a really depth. It's
Yeah,
a deep effect.
it's beautiful now.
Yes, wow. The last details are always the most important, I think.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
the end, it can change a lot.
And even over this, the texture, the crackle behind, you can bring a
Yeah,
little bit of that if you want to also.
now
And
it's visible. Yeah. And
yeah,
then the deer just behind it creates really and the light coming from the background is very nice.
and also we could take the shadow around the deer. If we wanted the deer to stand out a bit more as well, you could paint around him a little bit. Will bring him that little bit of definition also, which is nice to do sometimes.
Uh, Also, your fingers are nice now with some gold on.
Oh, my thing. Yeah, exactly. I always have something. I was saying the other week, you know, I went to, I have a bad back, so I went for some massage therapy. And I
Oh,
was led on the massage table, and the lady said to me, "You have very pretty diamantes on your feet."
really?
I said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, we'll take them off for you." I said, "Thank you." Because I was using gems, and the gems I walked and didn't feel them. They're on my feet. I always have something on me somewhere. And then also just, you can add a little bit onto our beautiful elf princess here.
Wow.
And if you have anything around the edges, like the foam here, I don't like to
Yes,
see.
why not?
Yeah, we can add onto here. It's going to cover it. We can go around the edge of our board if we want to, just to give that final gilded edge. We have to wait for these pieces to dry. But you can see it all comes together so beautifully.
Roxana says it is impressive how you shape the backgrounds.
Thank
Yes, it is. And Marion says absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it and you will enjoy your fabulous Stamperia Magic Forest, because it is beautiful. If you haven't got it already, I think I'm on now about my third 12 by 12 pad and about 3 or 4 of the smaller 8 by 8 pads as well.
So we should remember that everything you're using is available on your online shop. So we can, and you can deliver where all over UK, of course. And
yeah, all over the UK. We are trying to find a solution for overseas, but we're having problems with the cost of the overseas shipping right now for the UK. So, but right now, anywhere in the UK, and we do Zoom classes, we do demonstrations nearly every day on Dawn Bibby Creations page. All of the products are available on dawnbibby.com. We even do little kits whenever I have a launch. Wherever we have a launch of Stamperia, I always do a little kit with extra cardstock and lace or trimmings, and make a special live with it. So we love our Stamperia, and we craft all the time with it. We're passionate about it, so and we love to share that with people. So I will bring in. If I turn it this way, Monica, is that better? Can you see the whole project there?
First position to see how it ends. Oh, so nice. Really, I really love it.
And so you can see the depth. This is the original one that I did, but all of the depth that we've created.
Wow.
And that has a little bit more of the shadow painted onto it to get that depth. This is today's. And here you can see probably better the background with the stencil and the crackle paste.
Yeah, we can see very well the crackle now.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wow, very.
So a little bit more rushed than normal for me, but I hope that I've inspired you a little bit with the techniques and maybe the different ways that I use the products.
Yeah.
And this is such a wonderful collection. I don't think you can buy this collection and not be inspired of what you need to do.
Yes, right. I think so. You're right. Oh, thank you, Dawn. So nice work you made so quickly, actually. So very, very nice. And everybody appreciated because you have so many beautiful comments. I think you can have a look afterwards and see.
I will, yes, yeah. I will have a little look. I didn't know how we were for time because we had the little hiccup at the beginning.
Yes, that was the problem, but you speed it up so quickly and you made everything in time.
Tried to get through it. But if you like, I can just show you the projects again that we missed at the top.
Yes.
So this again, from the 12 by 12 Magic Forest. This is from using the one sheet of paper in a little shadow box, and using the molds again with the silver wax on here.
Right.
For those of you that are card makers, we do many different types of cards. I think, is this the right way around for you, Monica? If I show it this way, you can see clearly.
Yes, you put some moss also, yes.
Yeah, just the little packs of moss do make a difference, I think. This was stenciling with the brick wall stencil from the Create Happiness, the rub-ons on here as well, the ephemera at the bottom. I love the ephemera. The ephemera is amazing. Using some die cutting, some leaves, to experiment and use different products that you may have. I think is very effective. And then, of course, the journal. This was the journaling class. So every month I do a journaling class. This was with the
have a look at your journaling. I like every single page.
Yeah, and then through to the Magic Forest, using the chips again, the ephemera. These were just the backgrounds when I have the ink on the stencil
This
again.
was well, the trick we liked a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice not to waste the paint.
exactly.
Again here, a mixture of ephemera, die cuts, using all of those pieces. I think it's just so beautiful. A little bit of moss again in here. The
Wow.
little cards, just making a pocket at the bottom of this one. Using the stencil again, embossing the stencil, metallic wax. You can tell I like metallic
The
wax.
embossing stencil is very nice. Yes.
Yeah, the stencil is so useful, obviously, for your paste, for your embossing, for many different techniques. I like to dry emboss with it. I like to use it with the paste, with the inks as well, or with the paints.
Yeah.
They're very versatile. And then this one
page is really a small masterpiece. It's like a painting, every page. I
and
like.
you know, sorry, the reason why I do love the journals is so many times we make cards and we give the cards away. With a journal, you're building this for yourself. You're not giving it to anybody else. This is something for you. And also it's a way of you learning techniques and keep this as a catalog. Like here I use the crackle stamps on the back of here. So trying to bring different things in and then remembering them, and you can even make notes, maybe use the back of it to make notes of how you created it, but it gives you an opportunity to
it's
keep
a summary of all the techniques.
Exactly, it's your summary. It's something for you to keep. And this last one here, this is using the paint again, but with this I painted it was my leftover paint, but then I threw embossing powder onto this and heated it, so we have got this molten look on here. And these pieces I will just keep and use them for a back for a card or something, so that we're building a stash of things that we can use on another occasion. So just many different ways of using all the pieces. Like on this now, we can bring in some of these fabulous leaves again. We can combine again and bring our beautiful leaves onto here. Just you don't waste anything. Nothing.
Yes. It's already a beautiful 3D background again. Wow. So how many ideas. I'm enchanted.
Oh, thank you.
So good. It was really a good experience, this live. Thank you. Thank you. I think I can thank you for all of our friends, because all of us, we appreciate it. You cannot imagine how many hearts you received in many colors, in different ways. Everything exquisite. Very good ideas. Great job. So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it. It's been lovely to meet you, and I just adore the Stamperia products. So thank you, for all the designers, of course, that bring out the beautiful collections, and you all at Stamperia that work so hard to keep us all crafting too.
Oh, good. So we appreciate how you work with our products, and so I think our designers are very happy that you use them so easily and so artistically. So, thanks again. I hope to meet you again here.
I hope so. Yes, I hope so.
Remember to have a look to her website and to her shop online, because everything she used is available at her shop online. So if you are in the UK especially, you can get everything there. So thanks again, and many kisses, and hope to meet you again.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye to everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.